In this short video, we're going to talk mostly about multi-particle conversions and also how to plug that in a scientific calculator that looks like this one. Moles are useful because they help chemists convert between particles and mass and even volume of gas at STP as well. But in this video, we're just going to be focusing on moles to particles and particles back to moles. So in order to make this conversion, you could see what we've written here, but it all revolves around Avogadro's number. Like what is a mole? And to go back, the definition of 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23 of anything, usually some type of particle. So if I had a question, how many particles, or how many atoms, we would say, are in 3.5 moles of carbon, I would need to find my conversion factor. And the way I would do that is I'm starting with moles, so I would put 1 mole on the bottom, and on top I'm going to put what I'm trying to get to, particles. And 1 mole is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23 atoms of carbon here. It's important that what's on top and on bottom of my conversion factor are equal to each other. And it's also important whatever I have on my left side, it cancels out with what's down here. So I'm left with just atoms of carbon. Now the way we would plug that in our calculator, I'll put that right over here. We would plug in what's on the left side first. So 3.5, and we are multiplying. So 3.5 times 6.02, and this is where we have to use our 10 to the x function. So the way we do that is we push shift log, and we get that little 10 right there, and then 2,3. What I really want you to notice is I never had to push times 10 to the power of. I just push shift log, and I got that little 10 right there. So from here, we push equals, and that would be our answer. We have we'll put the answer right down here. We have about 2.1 times 10 to the 24 atoms of carbon. We could do one in reverse as well. Let's say there was a question and it asked us, we had 9.03 times 10 to the 24 atoms of, we'll say helium atoms, just helium. And if we wanted to convert that to how many moles we had, let's do this in a different color. So we got our conversion factor. If we're trying to go to moles, we would put the 1 mole on top. And we would, on the bottom, put how many atoms of helium that is. So 6.02 times 10 to the 23. And all I got to do here is this becomes a division problem. So first we will put in the number we're given, how many atoms of helium, 9.03, shift, log for that 10. And then our exponent here is 24, so I got to push 24. Divided by Avogadro's number, so 6.02, shift, log, 23, equals 15. So whenever you get moles, it's going to be a much smaller number than how many atoms you have. And that makes it easier for chemists as well. So 15 moles of helium. And that is how we can convert from moles to particles or particles to moles using a scientific calculator.